In this video, I want to give a beginner guide to using tone colors on the classical guitar. Tone and the quality of the sound that we play with is one of the things that distinguishes our instrument from perhaps other types of instruments or styles of playing. So tone, articulation, fingering choices. So let's talk about how we can implement it in the beginner stages. If we have a passage of music, we might have some flowing notes in an arpeggio, for example, and the notes and the music has an inherent sense of repetition and variation. So we have some interest in the music as well. But by bringing tonal colors and changes with your right hand, or perhaps even with your left hand, then we can add more of our own personal stamp on the music, a bit of an interpretation, and also add variety and contrast. So in that same, I'm just making it up, but repeat. So there I made a very coarse contrast between my standard right hand position and then moving to what we call Ponticello. Pont meaning bridge, moving your hand towards the bridge of the guitar. You could also go the other way. And go Sul Tasto towards the fingerboard. Now the words we can use to describe sound change or sound contrast on the guitar is very subjective, but you might loosely say this is, we call it Normale, so it's sort of our standard sound, woody, focused, and then here Ponticello might be maybe nasal or bright or sharp or attacking, and then Sul Tasto might be round or mellow or dark. This is, again, all very subjective, but perhaps you can share the words you like to use as color describers for Ponticello, Normale, and Sul Tasto on the classical guitar. In any case, we can use them to great effect for contrast. And I think that's a nice, relatively obvious thing we can bring to the instrument. We can move our right hand around to get these different sounds. But where I would suggest you have a look into is breaking out from this approach where we have one section, one color, another section, another color, and back. Sort of, boxing them in like we might use with dynamics. Loud, soft, loud, soft. Where it really becomes a useful tool or a very expressive tool is when we phase in and out of different colors, kind of like a gradient of color with paints, or if you were taking a photograph, the shades of gray, for example. So if we were to go up a simple scale, there we're actually crescendoing up, getting louder, and getting softer. So too can we follow that gradient, that smooth change in dynamic with a smooth change in tone color. And keep coming back. So the hand is very fluid. And you can go the other way. And I think that subtlety and that constant movement of the right hand is really where we can get some finesse and interesting ideas coming out with our tone color on the classical guitar. You can practice this with scales, shifting up one way gradually as you play the scale and coming back down the other way as you descend. You can also choose some melodies that you want to offer some contrast. Let's maybe start with blocking it. So blocking it meaning now a very stark contrast. And then see if you can play around with a bit more of a gradient between those colors. So maybe not as clear, not as attacking a change, but rather just shifting into Ponticello and coming back, rather like crescendo, decrescendo. This can be a really nice way of bringing in tone color, and it just brings your melodies and your playing to life, your phrases to life, as we we go through this music, because it's such an expressive instrument. And I think this is the next leap in your playing for tonal expression, rather than going from one tonal area of the guitar to the next and back. So when you're playing next time, see if you can have the right hand gently shift between tone areas. Of course, being aware of what you're doing and choosing those tone areas, but see if you can get the hand gradually to move between those different areas. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.